I am so upset. I am so angry.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel where we spill tea left, right, and everywhere in between. Today's video is all about a family channel mom having a full-on textbook Karen moment. Yep, you heard right. We're going to be talking about Ruby from 8 Passengers complaining to her daughter's school about a song she doesn't approve of. But before we get into it, let me plug the Hot Tea Twitter account. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Alright, so you guys know we tend to cover family channel dramas because almost all of the big family channels are problematic. The Ace family and their extended family, the LeBrant family, Micah and James Stauffer, and even the Paytas Hackman family. And we tend to talk about how family channels usually take advantage of their children by exploiting them for views, embarrassing them, giving them no privacy, etc., etc. Or family fights between the parents, cheating rumors and accusations, oh, and not to forget, scamming their followers. We've covered a lot of different family channels, including the one that we're going to be talking about today, 8 Passengers. This tea is kind of on the colder side, but I just saw a few other channels bring this topic earlier this week, so I thought let's talk about some family channels. But anyway, today we're actually talking about a rather funny and much less intense situation in comparison to some of their previous scandals. Let me know if you would be interested in a deep dive on them, by the way. It's actually something I would much rather talk about when it comes to a family channel drama. Ruby had a full-on Karen moment, and she filmed it all for us to view online. Isn't that great? Her and her husband went on to riot to the school board over a song their daughter's class was going to dance to. Actually, it is a compilation of songs for school dance performance, an allegedly clean version.
And I said, TikTok dance? What are the dance moves? And she's like, well, in the real dance, they're kind of naughty, but she said just to do something different there. And I said, what do you mean? She says, well, some of the girls still twerk. I said, okay.
And the song she freaked out about in particular is the 2000s classic Low by Flo Rida. You know, apple bottom jeans and the boots with the fur. And apparently the 8 Passengers parents are furious over it. The compilation had a bunch of songs and a dance from TikTok that the kids were going to perform, but not like a suggestive TikTok dance, if you know what I mean.
What song? So you hear me asking questions. I'm getting curious with her. I said, what songs are in this? And she told me one of the songs. And I looked it up to look up the lyrics. It is straight up hardcore. And Julie said, well, the teacher said that because they're only using part of the song that doesn't say all of those bad things, then it's okay.
Ruby decided to check out the lyrics of the song, and she had a lot to say. She made several videos on the situation over on their parenting advice channel, not to be confused with their main channel. She was in tears, crying, and being very frustrated in one of these videos.
I could scream.
Here is how she describes the situation. She calls out the PE teacher for being selfish for wanting to look hip to the kids. She said her problem is the list of songs. The teacher made a list of songs, gave them to the principal, I suppose, who then approved them. And Ruby is all like, you approved this song with these lyrics, meaning the explicit ones. The teacher goes, we're using a clean version, and it's a small portion. It's also used in commercials.
So you approved this song that has all of these lyrics in it? And she says, well, we're not dancing to those lyrics. It's just a portion. And I said, so your standard, what you allow in your school is pop culture, what the kids really like and what shows up in commercials. That's your standard? Yes, that's what if it's agreeable to the public at large, then it's okay in the school. And I said, that's really disappointing. That is so disappointing.
And lo and behold, Ruby is surprised that different people have different moral principles, and the teacher explained to her that other parents were okay with the songs.
I would hope that the principal where my kids go to school, that the standard would be truth, that the standard would be principles, that the standard would be morality. And she says, well, what's moral for you isn't going to be moral for other parents. You know, you're complaining about this song, but I've got 30 other parents that just think it's wonderful. And I said, it's what's moral according to God.
And at first, people were not sure which song she was talking about since it wasn't mentioned in the video, but people looked up the commercial Ruby mentioned and quickly found out which song she was upset about. To be honest, we've all probably danced to the song when we were children without knowing that it was explicit, without knowing what it was about or any other explicit song back then. I, for one, thought Candy Shop was about going to a literal candy shop, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. It's understandable to be concerned, but if they are using a clean version, what's the big deal? Also, don't you think talking about it in several videos on the internet could be more damaging to your kid than them dancing to the song? Ruby is a meme. Plus, there have been so many videos made on her and her husband, so blasting this issue to the internet is just going to give it more attention and you're going to embarrass your kid. She's going to school multiple times, naming her kid in the videos, talking to the school board. It just looks hypocritical. You don't want your kid to be exposed to something damaging, yet you're making such a public fuss about it, bringing more attention to it. So Ruby goes to blame the principal and the school for not protecting the children, introducing them to the world not bringing morality.
You, the principal, who are supposed to be bringing morality and supposed to be a standard, who have these precious children, you are not protecting them. You are not protecting them. You are introducing them to the world. And you're saying it's okay. You're saying that you support this.
Wait a minute. Isn't that what the school is supposed to do? Prepare you for the quote-unquote real world? Oh well. And the school suggested they can take the daughter out of the class and transfer her to another one. Ruby's response to that is that she isn't there to make her daughter comfortable. She doesn't want to get her out of the class for her comfort, but because she said so. The parents have been called out before for being too controlling, and I don't know if you have any strong opinion on them or not, but this clip right here is definitely showing that Ruby wants control.
You're missing the whole point of why I'm here. I am not here for anyone's comfort, including my daughter's. I'm not here to make her comfortable. Of course she can move classes, not because you said so, but because I said so. I'm the parent.
And like she already said, the principal confirmed the songs were approved by them and 30 other parents didn't have an issue with them. Does she not realize the world is not revolved around her wants? If it was such a problem, wouldn't there be more parents saying something? You would assume that in this situation, you just gotta adapt and accept the majority is set on a decision. Obviously, this doesn't go for every situation, but for a song, for school, dance, wouldn't it be easy just to talk to your kid and be like, hey, there are explicit versions of these songs, you're too young to listen to them, or something along those lines. Plus, they gave her an option to take her daughter out of the class. That is a privilege. Instead, her and her husband are going to the school board and want everyone to confirm in writing they are agreeing with the song selection. Who has time for that? A party pooper? That's who. Or was it just for the content? Alright, then in another video, Ruby talks about having to fill a bunch of paperwork.
You'll need to come into the district. So they had me fill out all this paperwork before I can go in. So I got the paperwork filled out, and now I'm finally getting to meet with someone at the district.
Ruby and her husband Kevin are on their way to the school board meeting, and the last time they went to talk with the principal, she demanded to have the full compilation and listen to each song that was selected, research the lyrics, and so on.
Oh, there is no list. You'll need to come in and listen to the compilation. You'll just have to hear it yourself. So right there, the principal is being dishonest with me because in the meeting she said, oh, I approved the list. Well, there was never a list. Why did she agree to send me an email of the list when there wasn't a list? And now she's asking me to come back into the school yet again.
And she says that the principal is making her go through all that work. No. Listen now. The principal is not making you do this. You are making them handle you.
So I got out my phone and recorded the compilation so I could take it home and have Siri help me figure out what the list of songs is. So can you see all the hoops the principal is making me go through in order to get what I'm asking for? I'm asking what songs are being taught to my kid at school. And she's saying, well, you have to come into the school to hear the compilation. And I'm not going to put a list together even though I told you there was a list. You're going to need to do it yourself. So no one should be able to go to my kid at school and say, here's a song I want you to listen to and then dance to.
She also says that no one should be allowed to go to her daughter's school and make her listen to a song and dance to it. I'm sorry, what now? Have you not been in middle school? Children at that age literally do the most random things. Also, with having smartphones and apps like Instagram and TikTok, they are probably looking at much more than you would expect. But that's just the way it is. Some of us were curious enough to watch Two Girls, One Cup and all that sorts of random Anyway, when they went to talk to the school board, she was complaining about filling the paperwork, which they probably gave her for her to give up. Pretty sure most people would be like, nah, this ain't worth my time when they see it. But Ruby went out. You can see she wrote essays worth of answers. Now, that's the passion we need. Ruby gave an update in a comment. You can pause to read this. Some of the comments were confused by Ruby's reaction and thought that this is not protecting and it's too much, and that there were others that agreed with her and were congratulating Kevin for speaking to the board. Here are some of the responses she gave that are interesting, that you can pause to read. But I don't know, you guys, this is a whole mess. Again, it is understandable if you have an issue and you want to speak up about it, but that took it to another level. Also, how will her kid be affected by this? People at her school can easily Google her mom and videos like this one covering this. Do you think this whole thing could have been dealt with without making videos about it? Do you agree with her actions? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, to get your mind off of this, here is a dramatic reading of Low by Florida. Enjoy. She had them apple bottom jeans. Boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. And next thing you know, Shawty got low. Thank you.